You come over a bit. Welcome everybody. Welcome to Athlete in the 519. And this week's guest, we have Jan Wright on. Welcome aboard. I appreciate you coming on. I thought it'd be a special addition just to talk about the Terry Fox run. So I'm glad she came aboard, and we're here to talk about raising funds and going for a run. Anyways, you come over a bit. You come over a bit. Welcome everybody. Welcome to Athlete in the 519. And this week's guest, we have Jan Wright on. Welcome aboard. I appreciate you coming on. I thought it'd be a special addition just to talk about the Terry Fox run. So I'm glad she came aboard, and we're here to talk about raising funds and going for a run. Anyways, before we get started, remember Tim Campbell for everything in real estate. Give Tim Campbell a call at 519-259-9999, and you're in your win a $50 gift card to Vito's Pizzeria. So make sure you come on here, tell us you want to donate or whatever you want, or tell us you want to participate. I think if they participate, they got to donate. Jeff Lindsay, congrats on your boy going away to school. Don Simone, thanks for jumping on board. Okay, so Jan, let's just talk a little bit about Terry and how important it is and how it kind of got into your life.
Boy, that was back in 2002, actually. My family and I and some friends, one in particular, Donna Robillard, who was a teacher at Victoria School. A lot of people might remember her. We were invited by a good friend, Rose Rennie, who's a volunteer in the community, to come out to the Terry Fox Run, the local Terry Fox Run. So we did that and thoroughly enjoyed it. In 2004, the organizer was not able to continue the run, and nobody stepped up to do that. And so my friend Donna, the teacher, decided that we needed to get a group of committee together and bring it back for the 25th anniversary run in 2005.
So really there was never any committee for it, and you guys kind of rallied?
There was. No, there was an organizing committee, but the organizer had to step down and looked for another organizer, and nobody took it on. And it was in 2004 that we realized the following year was the 25th anniversary year, and we wanted to make sure that it came back to Tecumseh. So she called me one Sunday night, and I had my in-laws for dinner and said, I've got to talk to you about something. I said, well, can it wait? And she said, oh, I'll just take a couple of minutes. And an hour later, she convinced me that we were going to she was going to get together a group of committee members and volunteers. And she sort of voluntold me that I was going to be the chairperson of the event.
Oh, yeah.
And so we bantered back and forth a little bit about who was going to do that. I thought she should do that. And but the truth of the matter is, it doesn't matter what the title is. We're a group of friends and Terry Foxers who get together every year to pull off the event.
Now, the event, though, I mean, you don't just say, hey, let's do it, and you start September. So it's a year-long event.
It is. We start getting, information from the foundation about what this year's, theme is. This year is Dear Terry. And the idea behind that is that they sent out postcards that people can fill out a message to Terry that will be used by the foundation to create a story, people's stories about how he has inspired them, and why it's important to continue for raising money for cancer research.
And now I know we got past the start, but did you have somebody personally that was struck with cancer, or were you just doing it out of the goodness of your heart and just thought,
I don't know a person that hasn't been personally touched by cancer, whether it's a family member, a friend, a neighbor, a co-worker. I lost my mother-in-law and father-in-law to cancer. At the time, that wasn't the inspiration behind wanting to be involved. I just thought of Terry as a great Canadian hero, and the family just wanted to get out there and do it and raise funds for cancer research.
Oh, and so I mean, you're in your 19th year, is that right?
Yeah, and actually, I was thinking about it today. The committee that was formed was made up of other teachers at Victoria School, parent volunteers at the school, and we'd all kind of worked on projects prior to this, and we formed this committee. And I guess our committee varies from 10 to 14 people. This year we have 11, And of that 11, 8 of the members are original. We've all been
Oh,
together
wow.
for 19 years, which
Oh,
is,
wow.
yeah, incredible. Yeah.
So, and it's got to be exciting, like just doing it. So 8 of the 11. So is it becoming harder to get volunteers, or it's just each year it's just a different mix?
The committee or the volunteers?
Yeah. Oh, well, and volunteers, committee, volunteers,
I
or do you
think,
only want so much for the committee?
well, I think the word committee scares people. And really, we're all volunteers. We just have a certain job that we do.
Here's
one more important
Kelman.
than the
He
other.
had his 6th chemo. What are they? Injection this morning.
Oh,
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
good luck on your journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why we do what we do.
Yeah. All right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you short. So the committee is just made up of like, so is 8 a lot, or is 11 a lot, or is, on the committee, let's have 20, or each year it fluctuates, or it stays?
We don't really have a number. We're open to anybody that would like to be on the committee. At our meetings, we really only have 3 formal meetings. Sometimes we'll have smaller meetings with just a group that are maybe working on Team Up for Terry or certain aspects of the run. But it definitely is more than just creating the day.
Yes. Yeah. Then you don't want them to come September 1st to help out for September 17th.
Yeah, no.
So, so throughout the year now, is it constant? Is it once a month, twice a month, or is it, after today, you wait till January, maybe start in January and start heading
towards... I would say that I start getting messages from the foundation in February and March about this year's ideas and the marketing strategy. Our organizers workshop, so they have one of the Terry Fox family is very much head of the foundation, and they're all involved with that. The guidelines and policies are very clear and very strict, and they've stuck to them over the years and haven't gone off track on that. And it's difficult because it's difficult when you're organizing an event, you're bringing in the money, but every penny that comes in is donated to the Foundation for Cancer Research. We can't use one penny that comes in under Terry's name to get a jumpy castle for the event or to get flyers printed for the event. So we rely on the generosity of the community to do that for us.
Oh, so it's not, so yeah, so they want to donate for the cause, but they, for them to donate to you.
Right. So if a printing company, for example, could say, I could give you so many prints or whatever, I'll donate so many prints for you and that sort of thing. Just recently, we lost our big banner off the fence at Zares there at the corner of Manning and Tecumseh Road. And I went to social media and I said, we've had that banner for a long time. Everybody knows when the banner goes up that it's a couple of weeks away from the Terry Fox run. And, people jumped all over it, giving me ideas of who I could call. But within, I'd say, about an hour and a half, we had somebody say, I can do one for you within 3 days.
Oh, wow.
And another one that said, I'll pay for it and I'll donate it for the cause.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
So that, testament to the generous community that we live in.
And you find that Windsor is pretty generous when it comes to donating and so on, especially for Terry Fox, something such as Terry Fox. And is it still climbing each year? Like, back 19 years ago when you started, could you see it climbing each year, or each year is more and more donating, or more people are, the generosity is there? Because everybody now has a raise funds for this, raise funds for that, raise funds for that. Sure. Terry Fox is just an icon and I remember growing up about him and how amazing it was just watching his trip. Yes. But as time goes on and new generation come in, are they aware as much as we were when we were younger? Yeah,
Terry really did start something big, and that was doing something for a cause and raising funds for a cause. It wasn't done back then.
Yeah.
It was a new idea. And, he started out by saying he wanted to raise $1 million, and he couldn't finish his journey, as you know, and just before he passed away, that $1 million had turned to 24 million before he passed away within that year. But as far as, is it harder? I think, you know, we have many families where the Terry Fox Run has become part of their family tradition. They come out every year. Everybody gives what they can, and that can vary from year to year. We did see a trend that went up and down a little bit, and then it was more of a upward climb until COVID hit, and we went to a virtual run where people went out and did it their way, sort of thing. They could go out whenever they wanted to and walk or run or bike.
And it's not the same, is it? Like it's
you don't have that energy that you have when you're at the park that morning, because it's high energy. You know, there's many cancer survivors there wearing red T-shirts. The foundation, if you're a cancer survivor and you register at the Terry Fox site and you register and say that you're a cancer, it just says, are you a cancer survivor? And you check the box. They will send you a complimentary red T-shirt in that year's design. The idea behind that is that on run day, we want to see red T-shirts because they are proof that what we're doing is making a difference. And actually, we invite the cancer survivors to do the walk at the beginning down the path to start off the run.
Oh, wow. And you know what? There's a few people on here, like John Slayers is a big member of our show. And he's done a lot for us, and he is a cancer survivor. Our buddy Scott Hale's on. Dave French, thanks for watching. And it's interesting that, so if you are a survivor, you're a survivor or a family survivor, or just a survivor of so you couldn't be a family and call to get the shirt?
No. We're not in the business of giving out T-shirts.
Yeah.
We do have this year's T-shirts for sale, and I'll talk about that a little bit later and what we're doing. But no, if you are a cancer survivor, and that means somebody that's actively going through treatments right now.
Yeah.
You are going to be at the run site and participate that day and make a donation or fundraiser, whatever. Then they can check the box and receive a T-shirt from the foundation.
Now, do you get a lot? Like a lot of people come in and show strength in numbers, I guess, and you have a lot of red shirts starting off.
We do, and our teams. You know, our teams. We have teams like Team Talk, Tecumseh United Church. So we have community teams. We have family teams that might be family and friends that might make up a team to participate together in honor of a loved one that's battling cancer right now or going through that journey, and other teams that are walking in memory of somebody, or it could just be a business or a group of friends and neighbors. And you know, like when you register yourself this year, you can go to your neighbors and your family and say, come on, let's do this together, and join a team and show up that day.
And speaking of teams and that, I know that you guys do all the schools still get involved, and they all have their own walk around the tracks. I remember my kids had to do that, and they walk around the tracks.
Yeah, mine did too. I really don't know the stats on how many schools are registered. It is still, I believe, the last Friday of the month in September, but a lot of schools choose their own day.
Okay.
It's a very difficult time for schools, principals and teachers, because it's new back to school. They're getting adjusted. They don't necessarily know, what teachers are going to be responsible for what. So it is up to the school to decide and register themselves.
Okay, so it's not part of your program.
It is not, although, many of us on the committee have helped out at different schools with that. It is not part of our agenda.
Yeah, exactly. And so we look at some of these pictures, and these are some of the teams that get involved with the event. And
sorry, I just
that's
cut you
go
off.
ahead.
So that picture right there, that's Donna in the middle with the sunflower in her head, and she was the inspiration for our group, and that was an older picture, original sort of group of friends and teachers. And she's the one that called me at night and said, I'll just be a minute. And an hour later, Colin told me what was going to happen.
Awesome.
The young lady to her right is her daughter, Kayla, who joined our committee at an early age. And she is co-chair now.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So hopefully she'll continue it on as well.
Yeah.
Now, are you guys all from the same school?
Yes. all of our children went to Victoria Public School together, and that's how we all became friends. We were all on, organizing things at the school for fundraising at that time, and we all became friends, and that's how it was easy to call this group together. I call it our Terry Fox family.
And so now this this year you guys are getting started to ramp up, I guess.
We started in June, actually. We were offered a pasta night at the Sportsman Club on Riverside Drive, and so that was a little bit early for us. I'd say that we normally ramp up middle of August, and that's when our road signs start going out, flyers, posters, our media starts telling people about what's coming.
Now, how much has social media helped the Terry Fox Run? So, I mean, I remember when we watching him growing up, I remember him doing it. Like, it was all, like, sent by mail, by check, and so on. Has it, because of social media, has it gotten bigger?
It's very different. It is. It's very different. And some of us are better at navigating through that than others.
Yeah.
But it was a real loss to come see it, but to us when the Shoreline newspaper wasn't around, because they were big supporters for the Terry Fox Run, and they'd always had what events were coming up and what we were doing. We do rely on people sharing our information from Facebook, not just liking it, but sharing it. So yeah, it has really changed the way we've had to market the event.
And also volunteers that you get some famous people, like we got the Beller right there, and he's always helped you out each year.
Yeah, Steve has always emceed the event. He's a big Terry Foxer, and we just love him, and he'll be here again this year.
He's an awesome guy.
Opening ceremonies, RMC, and so we'll see him on the 17th.
So, and I'll have you know that every year around this time, and actually he slots into our show, John Solaris, and he pops up Terry Fox all the time.
Oh, nice.
And he gives big stories about him, and it's pretty interesting. And I guess that's when, I started seeing the signs around the neighborhood, and that's why I wanted to call you. And it's guys like him, like John Solaris and Steve Bell, just the big people in the community that push out for that. And like I say, I'm hoping we can push out for you as well. And so now we have you thanking everybody and the supports.
Well, you mentioned earlier about the kids and how, we rely on different media to tell us about Terry Fox, but they do learn about Terry Fox in school. I mean, he is our hero, our Canadian hero, and what he does, I don't believe there's any other athlete who has accomplished anything close to what he did.
And it's funny you say that. Just recently, Chris Van Sickle, he wrote about it. He goes, I used to read the book about Terry Fox in school, which I never did. I don't remember it popping up in my school, but it's interesting. So is it in the curriculum that they read about?
I can't say now if it's in the curriculum. It was when my kids were in school. I think it was in the curriculum. It just, because the board allowed us to do certain things, so I believe that it was. I can't say right now whether or not it is. There might be a teacher out there who could let us know the answer to that. But yeah, the kids, and it's amazing that they weren't even alive when many of them, when Terry Fox, well, they weren't alive when Terry Fox did his run. So everything they've learned is through their parents and the teachers and media. And
it's also, like you said at the beginning of the show, it's not like you go through all of life and you're not touched by somebody with cancer.
Absolutely.
A lot of my friends, my brother died of brain cancer years ago. But I mean, it is what, it is what life gives you, right?
Sure.
How you grow from it. But and there's Johnny saying fantastic work for all your efforts. So there you go.
Thank you.
And you're always, I'm sure, you must go through times you go, oh my God, I'm doing all this. And then all the thank yous come in. It must be heartwarming.
It is. And occasionally you'll be stopped by somebody when you're getting groceries and they'll say, geez, thanks for what you do.
Oh,
it's
wow.
Part of our family tradition. And it does mean a lot to us because it is a lot of work leading up to the run. But it's really, the weeks right now, the 4 weeks leading up to the run are quite busy for all of us. But we do it because we love it and because we're a family. And just to make things straight, so everybody knows, it's not a run. It's a run. It's how far is it?
It's 5K. Well, this one's 5K.
One of the things when we started organizing the run back in 2005, we thought we need to add in a 2K run.
Oh, yeah.
Because there are lots of people that would like to participate that are not able to do 5K. And we did that, and that's, I think, part of the reason that we grew our event, because a lot more people can participate. And it's cool to see the little ones running. You know, they might not be able to go out and do a 5K run, but they can do a 2K. So it's really grown into a beautiful community event that is really supported by a lot of people. And not only our community, the town, and the businesses in town that donate, you know, food and whatnot, because like I said, we can't spend 1 penny on anything that day. Yes. So everything has to be donated.
And do you get, like, so as we reach out here on this show, and we have 8,000 members, so it's nice that you guys know there's a lot of business guys on this show that could reach out to you, and I'll put everything at the top at the end of the show, and we'll put it at the top so they understand, you know, what they have to do. So we're on, so you can run, you can walk,
you can bike, you can rollerblade. So it's very accessible route. We start at Green Acres Optimist Park on St. Gregory. We'll go straight up to the river, over a couple of blocks, back down St. Mark's to the park. That's the 2K. The 5K takes you around Beach Grove, and the 10K is just 2 laps of the 5. No. So there's lots of, you know, options. Some people will do the 2K and decide they're going to do another 2K. Like, it's really.
And what's the time limit? Or are you just, you know, you're there, you're having a celebration such as behind us, and is it just as you walk in, you're there?
No. We register. We really encourage people to pre-register.
Yes.
It's a very easy to do. I have the link that I can give you. Very easy to do, so that you don't have to go in and line up on run day and do that. You can just make your donation online, register, sign the waiver that is online. Everybody at the park on run day should have registered and signed the waiver.
Makes it much easier for you guys.
It does. And but if you decide last minute that you want to go, registration is open from 8 o'clock till noon.
And what's the minimum you can donate? So
There's no minimum. There's no registration. There's no registration fee, and there's no minimum donation. You can make a donation whatever you feel that you can do, or you can, you know, go to your neighbors and your friends or your family and say, you know, would you like to make a donation as well? And they can do that online by joining. You can create a team, or you can just register as an individual and they can donate to you. It's really as simple to do.
Awesome. So now at the end of the race, like, this looks very, very fun.
It's not a race. We don't call it a race.
At the end of the event.
There's no on your mark, set, go. But I will say that we have runners that have got their watches and
they're going.
Out in front, and they're doing the event. They're timing themselves, and that's all good too. But the vast majority are there to do what they can, the best they can, and whatever route they choose to make.
Yes, exactly. So now this is a huge team.
It is.
Now, is that a school, or is it just a family? You said, hey, here's your shirt, let's get together.
That's Trekking for Terry, and that's an older picture.
Oh, yeah?
But it is a very large group, and it's all was based from a cancer survivor who got family, friends, neighbors, and they all come out and participate together. It's a great team. We have 30. I think our largest group of teams was 36 before COVID, and I think we're at 31 now. So come on, team up for Terry.
Team up for Terry. That's awesome. And so and you have people from the community that help out in the community to show up, even such as I believe that's probably Miss Cornfest or Miss Tecumseh.
Miss Tecumseh, yeah, is usually at the finish line giving out you know, ribbons or this sort of thing that I'm wearing around this Dear Terry bracelet. The OPP volunteers to come, and there's a couple of places where we need them to stop traffic. We don't close the roads for the route, but it's a quiet Sunday morning. And, it's just sort of at where we start, and then up at Riverside Drive. We don't want people filtering out onto the drive in front of traffic. So.
And is the weather, you know,
Always beautiful on run day. It's always,
and
it
it's
might
always
be sweater weather, it could be warm, but
Yeah.
it's always a beautiful day.
Yeah,
So beautiful in more ways than just rain or shine.
Now, if somebody wanted to be a team member or help out with your volunteers, if they wanted to help out, how would they get a hold of you?
Okay, so volunteers.
Which I'll put at the top at the end.
Yeah,
but
they can go to Tecumseh TFR. So Tecumseh Terry Fox Run. Tecumseh Terry Fox Run. Tecumseh TFR volunteer at gmail.com. And our volunteer coordinator, Carrie, will get back to them and she'll be in touch with them and right up until run day and let them know what they need to do, what time they have to be there, etc.
And then everybody that's watching, if you want to participate, look, put in a good effort from now. It's the 6th today, 5th today.
Yeah,
and put it until the 17th. And then they won't bother you till January.
Actually, nobody will. Yeah, we always announce, how much money the run made of it, but it sort of trickles in after the run a little bit.
Yeah.
And so, that happens, but until next summer, you won't sort of be hearing from us.
Much.
But for any donation over $20, you get a tax receipt.
So
when you make a donation online, you'll get an automatic tax receipt.
Now this is I Support Terry. Is this the donation? Mm-hmm. So we're gonna try this, but we're not sure if it'll work.
Well, if you can hover your camera over that, it'll go to our website. But if not,
I'll pop this up on our site as well.
Yeah.
So they'll be able to scan it.
And if
see if it works.
If it doesn't work, because we're not sure.
Yeah.
They can go to run.terryfox.ca/Tecumseh.
So what I'll do is all the information she's given me, I'll give it at the top, and then that way everybody will understand what they need to do. Even if they can't be there, they will. Hopefully, 8,000 people, if you guys could all just chip in and support,
that would be amazing.
That would be fantastic.
That would be amazing.
And just tell them, just say, I watched the show and I donated. And let us know. That would be fantastic.
Because there's a lot of research going on across Canada, and a lot of money pours in, but not all requests for funding. And there's some great ideas, but they just can't fund all those ideas.
Yes.
One of my first organizing events that I went to, they talked about Dr. Brack. Dr. Brack had been doing research, and he had developed a bead that gave off little bits of radiation. And if you put those beads close to a tumor, it could give a slow release of radiation rather than doing lateral damage. And he couldn't get funding. For 5 or 6 years, he didn't get funding. He finally got funding, and now Brack's beads are used all over the world, I think mostly on breast and prostate cancer. Because you can inject them right to the tumor site, and it will radiate that area and do damage to surrounding tissues.
See, and it's amazing how much you find out. So right now I have a friend, Patricia and Rob, that they're going through some kind of cancer, but it's amazing what you find out, and just like what you just said about what the doctor brought out and how it releases and how it helps a cancer patient. And like, as much as you've been going 19 years, has it advanced to a different level?
Yes.
And you see it?
And I did have a slide with some of that. I'm going to send you the information. Yes. I mean, we had a word bubble that my friend Donna made at our first run 20 years ago. And it said 80% survival for children's leukemia. And now that number is around 97-98%. There's huge, so they consider like a 5-year survival rate to be a cure of that cancer. There's always the potential that cancer will develop somewhere else in your body, but survival rates have just grown tremendously. In some cancers more than others. Yeah. But I have a dear friend, Cheryl, who's battling pancreatic cancer, and she's on her 9.5-year journey. 9.5 years where, not everybody is that lucky, but certainly survival rates have made a big difference.
And Chad Martin, Chad Co-Martin, thanks for jumping on board. Congrats on your daughter scoring a goal the other day for University of Windsor. I just had to say that.
Yeah, sure.
But he watches the show, and he's a great topic to cover. We appreciate it. And somebody was just asking, the run starts at, where does it start again?
So it's at Green Acres Optimist Park.
And what time does it start at?
Registration opens at 8 till 9. Opening ceremonies are at 9, not long. And then we start right after that. We do send off the bikes separately from the runners and the walkers, so that they're tangled up. Because there are quite a few, so it keeps things running a bit smoothly. But we don't have staggered start times. I mean, if you arrived 15 or 20 minutes late, you just start yourself. It's a one start, walk, run, bike, and but you come back to the park, and the Optimists of St. Clair Beach have partnered with us right from the beginning, right from the get-go with the Terry Fox Run. They provide everything for a barbecue, and it's a real community event. Lots of kids' activities, celebrity music, DJs, the whole thing. So there's upbeat music going on.
And what's the most you've raised, or is that count?
So 2019, our last run before COVID, we raised over $106,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's just amazing.
Yeah. So I'd like to get back there. But we also at that time were doing our famous bookstore. So Valente donated a 5,000 square foot space to us for 6 years.
Oh, wow.
Very generous. And we collected used books. We had volunteers that would give over 800 hours sorting these books. And for a fabulous sale, we'd only do 2 weekends of a sale, and it would raise about $25,000.
Wow.
So of that, we're looking at about 80 from the run and about 20 to 25 for the bookstore. But we don't have that anymore, unfortunately. And if there are people out there that have a large warehouse or space,
Patrick St. Dennis,
locally that we need for July.
He's asking if you guys need door prizes.
We don't now. Next year we could. And so please reach out to us on social media. We don't have anything planned for them right now, but we do have other events that we might run next year that we will. So you can always find us on social media, and to come see Terry Fox Run on Facebook. We have all of our pictures and everything that we're doing and all of our information all the time, so you can always get updated there. And you can leave a message for us, and Kayla or I will get back to you. And
speaking of door prizes, make sure you guys comment on here. You're entering to win a $50 gift card to Vito's Pizzeria. Thank you, Tim Campbell in Century 21, for everything real estate. Give Tim Campbell a call at 519-259-9999. So now, these are the signs, and I just thought these are kind of cool. As you run, everybody has a sign. So my wife and I did a marathon, and there were signs everywhere, and it kind of gives you that much more energy to do the run. But, I mean, and this gives you a good feeling that you're doing something right as you run through the race.
Yeah, our dedication boards. So those boards are, they'll be available this Saturday. We're doing an event at Zares where the Tecumseh Fire and Rescue will be there doing a barbecue. We have our dedication boards there. We have all the materials there for you to be able to create one of these boards in memory of or in honor of someone that you care about that's on their journey. And
man, I got a lot of information to give out after this.
It's all on our.
Oh yeah, that's right. You can go to their Facebook page.
Yeah.
And now, is that the Facebook page? It's just Terry Fox Runs Tecumseh?
Tecumseh Terry Fox Run.
Okay.
Yeah. Follow us on there, and all the information will be on there. I think everything about what's going on this weekend will be up tomorrow on Wednesday.
Okay. And now this is interesting, something that you guys do. You're at the farmer's market each week?
No, we were just last weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, and the volunteers there, the committee members that were there to talk about Team Up for Terry. So a team, when you go to register, it'll ask if you want to register as an individual or as a team. If you register as a team, you're becoming the team captain, and anybody can register for your team. And so they were at the farmers market talking about teaming up for Terry and what that looks like, because the potential to raise a lot more money if you're a team, because if you're one person, you reach out to several people and then they reach out to several people, it kind of snowballs, and potentially we could have donations from all over the world.
There you go. And so, and like I say, look at how much fun they're having as you guys run by, or I mean, at the event itself. You obviously have face painters there as well.
Face painting, Jumpy Castle. Some science students are coming to do some science experiments with the kids this year. Lots of games for kids to play. The music's always great. The food's great. We have various foods and fruits, and
now, do they pay for the food?
No, everything.
Oh, it's donated as well.
Everything is donated by the community. There's no fee to enter. Like I said, if you're at the park, you do need to go in and make a donation if you haven't already done so online, and register and sign the waiver. But there's no cost to anything other than T-shirts. If you want to buy a T-shirt, then they're available that day as well. And
we'll have that up at the top. And the T-shirts are well, here's a picture, but they're not. Oh, they can't see this price anyways. They're $25 a T-shirt.
This year's design is $20 for youth, which is 6X and 10, and $25 for adult. We also have a selection of vintage shirts, and those are past year shirts, and they range from $5 to $15.
And you'll take credit cards, e-transfers.
Yes. Credit, debit, e-transfer, and always cash.
And of course, they'll have those machines there now, anyways, right, for them to debit.
We do, yes.
Yeah. Now, is this year's shirts? Is this what
that
we're looking
is
at?
this year's shirt?
Oh, you're wearing
it's the Dear Terry shirt, yeah. And Ryan Reynolds was the first really famous person to step up and wear that shirt and help design it, actually.
Oh, wow.
And I wish I had $1 for everybody that asked me if he came with the shirt, if they placed an order, and yeah, unfortunately not.
Hey, we'll see if we can find a model on here to model that shirt for you. All right, I appreciate you coming on. Is there anything else that we could say? I know you brought a poster here.
Oh, I do want to show this because I know that you have a lot of sports fans out there, and Daryl Sittler was Terry's hero. And when Terry got to Ontario and was in Toronto, there was a reception there for him, and Daryl was there to present him with, I got to get this right, gave Terry his 1980 NHL All-Star Team shirt or jersey. And here's a picture.
Yeah, let me just...
of him presenting it to Terry. And that was a thrill that Terry wrote about in his journey, in his journal rather, and one that he talked about for a long time. It was a big thrill to
which is very interesting because Daryl Sittler he was very shy. He wasn't very outgoing for that type of thing. But I mean, obviously that's an amazing venture.
Daryl's comment after meeting Terry was, I've been around athletes a long time and I've never seen anyone with his courage and stamina, remembering that Terry ran the equivalent of a marathon a day for 143 consecutive days.
Wow. And where did his run end at?
In Thunder Bay, Ontario.
Bay.
Yes. The cancer had gone to his lungs at that time, and he had to be taken home for treatment, and ultimately died the following year. But I know people. People that have run marathons before, and they do a lot of training, and afterwards, it takes a while for their body to heal, and to think that on one leg and a stump, which was a bloody stump most of the time by the time he finished that day.
They didn't have what they had back then.
He would
that's
sleep,
for sure.
and he would get up at 4 o'clock the next morning and run another marathon a day for 143 days.
Wow.
No greater hero.
Yes, absolutely. I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you so much.
Honest to God, Jan. So it's Jan Wright. You can go to their Facebook page. So they're going to have everything up on there. I'm going to also pop it up on ours. And then we'll pop it up so then the rest of the way from now until the 17th.
Oh, thank you.
And we'll keep it going every day.
Super.
So everybody can understand. And hopefully, and I'll leave this at the top of her page so people can see it. And you know what? Hopefully they can donate, even if it's $1. But I mean, 8,000 people at $1 each is $8,000.
If you can give what you can.
Yes, absolutely. So I appreciate you being here.
Thank
and
you.
Once again, remember, Tim Campbell for everything in real estate. Give Tim Campbell a call. And remember, you're entered to win $50 gift card. And it's a special gift card this week. So I'm hoping everybody will chime in on this. And please donate and visit their Facebook page as well. Thanks for joining in, everybody. Thank you, Jan Wright, for
Thank you,
coming
Greg.
here. I gave her the wrong address to
Yeah.
come here, so I've done it about 5 times.
No worries.
But everybody have a great day, and we'll talk to you next